Welcome back, gods and goddesses, to the Gifted Goddess channel, where I channel my gifts for the collective, and I encourage you to do the same. And a download that has been coming through, I would say, in pieces. So I'm being guided to deliver it at this time. I guess timing is significant. As always, right? Time is divine. But I'm picking up on the energy. Some time ago, I channeled a message regarding Agent Orange, not the actual. Okay. So warfare is definitely significant, but I'm getting spiritual warfare. There was a download that I did. I haven't recorded it yet, but napalm came through. I embrace y'all with napalm. When I looked that up, it's like a fuel gas. Hold on 1 second. So napalm is a highly flammable sticky jelly used in incendiary bombs. I don't want to get flagged. And flamethrowers, right? Consisting of gasoline thickened with special soaps. So these are basically weapons of mass destruction, right? Funny me saying Agent Orange. I'm referring to a person. It's 12:34 on the timer as I say this. Oh my goodness. Whew, okay. And then 1:44 was on my video timer. Okay. So that's just giving me chosen ones. We are right on time with this. Or we just are picking up this energy. Okay. A few videos ago, I did a message regarding an American tragedy, right? Then in another video, I got the message about pigs. Yesterday, I kept hearing, I talked about ethnic cleansing with the Italian guy who was his name Luciano or something, I forget his name, who basically unalived the healthcare CEO guy, right? That assassination that we saw. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, Agent Orange is a person, El Presidente, if you will. Okay. What I'm getting is we are about to experience a mass ethical cleansing, not ethnic as done in the past. And what I'm getting is, oh my God, the American soil has been fertilized with so many ethnicities, blood, right? Of the slaves, of the Native Americans, different people, just using, I'm getting child labor, slave labor, immigrant labor, not paying people property. So I said property, and I meant to say properly. So it's given that 40 acres and a mule, like reparations are way past due. So what we are about to experience is a mass ethnic cleansing. The pigs in power. I just got will be slaughtered. It's given me the image of Carrie the movie. Let me take a breath. When they used the pig's blood and everybody on the scene was covered in pig's blood, right? But all these people were basically attacking this gifted person, right? So what we're seeing a lot in the tarot community is people saying this about chosen ones, like, you know, your reparations are basically coming, you're getting what's due, la da da da. But what I'm getting is not only is this happening on an individual scale, this is global. This will be global. Those pigs in power are about to be ethically cleansed out. So those who lack morals and integrity, the ineffable rights have been coming up for me for some time now. And those are just the basic human rights, right? Like we have a right to live life. We have a right to liberty, joy. What is it? The pursuit of happiness, right? Life, liberty, joy, pursuit of happiness. That includes healthy food to eat, affordable food to eat, affordable housing, shelter. What are the basic needs? What are those, the basic needs of life? Food, water, shelter, which are essential, right? That's like on the lowest tier. That's like the most basic thing we could have, and we don't even have that for people. That stuff has to end. Healthy healthcare, right? Not healthcare stemmed around making money and getting us sick. I'm looking at the pyramid. Those who chose not to ascend. Good Lord. So just go back to my other videos. You will hear me talk about the pyramid, and that's actually on my other channel, Truth Be Told Podcast 33 on YouTube, where I talk about correlating the pyramid to actual ascension. But on the bottom of this pyramid is physiological needs: breathing, food, water, shelter, clothing, sleep. Many of us are not getting any of that, not in a healthy manner. We have so many people living on the streets, so many people losing access to food assistance, shelter assistance. This is going to be cleansed on a mass scale. The next is safety and security, health, employment, property, family, social stability. How many, we don't have that as well. Right? So the people, the structures and systems that are put in place, I'm just getting Babylon is falling, Babylon is falling. The structures and systems that are put into place that are supposed to help the people, right? These people are elected officials. I'm getting voted in, elected officials, people putting their trust, and not only that, your energy behind these people to support these people, to put them in positions of power, and they're supposed to be helping the people, right? For the people. What is that? For the people, by the people, whatever the hell this country was founded on is not what it operates by. So what I'm getting is that contract is null and void because they haven't held up their end of the contract, right? So back to this, I'm getting American Horror Story. Something about that show is significant. I never watched all the seasons. I'm seeing the one with Angela Bassett. So we have, I'm just going to call a thing. We have angry ancestors, ancestral energy kind of forcing this as well. I'm getting with the Most High, with the all-seeing eye. Yeah, because I've been seeing the all-seeing eye too. My God. And just seeing that recent, I believe it was a Halloween party that Agent Orange had at the White House, if you're catching what I'm putting down, right? Just, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. They had a big party, and I saw pictures last night, and it was they had like showgirls and women basically scantily clad, if you will, barely dressed. There was a young woman in like a champagne glass, and these pigs were sitting around laughing, eating, right? They're full, bellies full. I'm getting pockets brimming with our energy. My God. All the energy they've siphoned from everybody, right, on the planet to feed their narcissistic agenda. Okay, we have sociopaths in office all over the world, not just here in America. There are a number of these people in place wherever you see people in power not doing right by their people, not really serving the people, right, as they're called to do. You can't inherit the kingdom if you're not serving the people. There's people in power all over the world who are taking from systems that they're supposed to be pouring into, creating better structures, right? There's no focus on infrastructure. There's no focus on mobility. There's no focus on changing, helping the climate, right? There's no focus on the things that are important. How do we change or upgrade and innovate housing so that we don't have homelessness all across the world? We should have been ended hunger right now. We're so far advanced in technology. We shouldn't have people on the streets who don't have food, shelter, water, the ability to have joy and the pursuit of happiness, right? These are the fundamentals that this country in particular was found on. But I'm getting this is more than just an American problem, but it's going to be an American horror story. I'm here to tell you, I already channeled it. Go back. I've got 5 to 10 shots. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, goodness grief. Why am I getting this? Good Lord. So, this is definitely a serious message. Timing is not linear. So, I don't know when this will occur. But this is the energy. I believe this is why a lot of the collective readers you'll see are picking up on chosen ones getting their just due, because it isn't a one single person, right? It is the world I'm getting humanity, right? I've been preaching about this for a long time. We have to contribute better humans to humanity to improve humanity overall. And that starts with us as individuals. So we have to be better individuals. 1244 is significant. We have to be better individuals to contribute to this. I'm getting the pyramid scheme, right? So the pyramid scheme is fallen in order to build a pyramid that actually connects to the divine, that is in alignment with the divine's will for the world, right? We have to become better individuals, and the systems in place have to be deconstructed and reconstructed, is what I'm getting, because they have chosen not to abide by their own contract, right? These are the words that they use to quote unquote build this country up, right? This is a land of the free, and all these different things. And they were supposed to be accepting of different cultures, different religions. We were the melting pot of the planet, right? All these things they have backtracked on. So if you know about contracts, you hear a lot of people talking about contracts, especially in the spiritual community. The biggest contract was breached, right? They have not held up their end of the bargain. They do not, especially with Agent Orange going back on all of the constitutional rights people should have and back to these ineffable rights where people should have access to clean food and water, healthy healthcare systems. I'll keep getting that. Shelter is the main thing. How he's treated the homeless people, making it illegal. As I said, we have narcissistic sociopaths running governments, and that is going to be taken down, okay? I've said it before, I'll say it again. I've seen my first channel about this. As I said, there would be an American tragedy, and I saw somebody making a statement on the front lawn, right? Podiums, front lawn, cameras, people. Okay, American tragedy, if you get where I'm going. And then now I'm getting American Horror Story. And once I heard that this morning, I knew I had to get up right and do this. And then I saw the Carrie scene where everyone was covered in that pig's blood. And it took me back to the pigs that I saw. I believe it was in the death card reading. Okay. So endings, significance. Go back to that reading where I have the death card as the picture. And also, now there's a motorcycle outside, so this might be happening sooner than later, faster than we might can expect or prepare for. Yeah. So, like I said, I got 5 to 10 shots, basically. This is laced through some of my readings. And there's bits and pieces of this throughout my different readings. And I woke up and put it all together this morning. Like, wait, I've already channeled this American tragedy. Why am I now getting American Horror Story and then pigs and then the pigs? And then it just all made sense when I seen that party with them partying. I guess it was a holiday party, and they are enjoying themselves as people are struggling to figure out how they will survive the next couple months. People are struggling to figure out how they will eat, how they will sleep, where they will go, what they will do, people losing jobs. We have governmental workers without employment. Right now, my son is calling me. His name is Gabriel. This is just bringing tears to my eyes. This is definitely a divine message. As we know, Gabriel is the divine messenger, right? So I'm kind of at a loss for words. Like I said, I've channeled this before. I've gotten this before. Not only have I channeled this, I was guided to write a blog. I have to definitely pin my blog to this. I did a blog called The Modern Golden Calf, and Spirit basically took me to, I was already writing about just the narcissistic system that is capitalism, and that was attributed to the Exodus story with the golden calf and Moses, right? So when I went to look for an image for when I went to look for an image for this particular blog that I wrote, I was looking for a modern golden calf to put with right my blog, because that's what it was titled. So I was trying to create one on ChatGPT that could be significant. Fake images could be significant. Okay. This is a super direct channel message. I didn't write any of this down. I'm just getting this. This is occurring on a spiritual level. Okay, so I'm getting antebellum. It's already a spiritual warfare. We've already been in spiritual warfare. Now it has to come to the earth, right? AIDS is significant. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God. How they basically infiltrated and destroyed the African diaspora with AIDS. I'm getting not just Africa. I remember there being a story of children in Jamaica and people of another race coming and injecting them with something. This story was years ago. Oh my God. I'm just getting fire and brimstone, weapons of mass destruction, but from the Most High. Woo. Now I'm seeing stand down. We got this. Like I said, I have channeled the song Ether. I was getting that yesterday. So I wrote out a whole channeling about Ether, the song Ether. If you haven't heard that song by Nas, the rapper, you should probably go listen to it. But, oh my God, this isn't good. Oh my God. He says, F with your soul like ether. So this is going to be a slow burn. This is going to be, oh my God. Oh my God. All the channels I've been getting have been leading to this. What is it? The fall of the House of Usher. I'm getting White House Down. I'm just all of the things. So now I'm seeing the line in the song where it says ain't no best. And I posted a video, I shared a video on my Facebook, and it was a Hispanic speaking president or something. And he was saying how he was basically talking about how these systems, and he was saying how there's no superior race, right? The human race is what we should be focused on. And they're not, he was from Colombia. Oh my God. He was from Colombia. I believe he was the president or someone in power. And he was basically saying they are oppressing the people. They are using immigration as terror tactics to basically 21 on the timer as I said that. So he basically was saying that, you know, the Israel isn't any better. America isn't better. Caucasians aren't better. This superiority that they put out into the world is what's keeping us down, right? Instead of focusing on 555 on my fucking clock, as I said, this extreme change is coming, divine change is coming. In the song, he says, you know, I'm gonna teach you about the king, like about the most high, basically. You're not God's son, right? I prove you lost already. So, oh my God, just us being here. Okay, right? So basically effing with God's people, not taking care of God's people, which is humanity, right? Which is the climate, which is the world, which is animals, everything, the trees, everything. Not taking care of this has resulted in, oh my God, oh my God. And now I'm just, whew, this is going to be catastrophic. I'm getting cataclysmic. I'm just seeing towers falling all over the world. So while America will experience its tower, it's going to be a domino effect, right? And back to the golden calf, I was talking about capitalism and how it is basically a pyramid scheme. So when I was looking for an image for this, basically I'm talking about the pyramid scheme and how we focus on money and tangible items, labels, money, uh, designer labels, logos, this and this and that. Those have become our modern golden calf. If you remember the golden calf story in the Bible, they got out of Egypt and then they wanted to create something to worship. So they put all their gold together to make a calf. Anyway, when I was looking for an image for this, couldn't get one that I liked on Chat GPT. And I was looking and Spirit led me to the fucking bull of Wall Street. Is it a bull? The bull of Wall Street. And what is a bull? A bull is just a full grown calf. And I said in this fucking writing piece that I did that the system isn't broken. It's firing on all four cylinders at great speed and velocity, just how they wanted it, right? The the beast is full grown. The calf has become a full grown bull, right? Now I'm just mm, mm, mm. And I said in this writing, they position the Statue of Liberty as if that is our our country uh mascot, if you will. I'm getting emblem, mascot, all the words that I know it ain't. But that's supposed to be our thing, right? The land of liberty, the land of freedom, right? where you can pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what they purported. That's what they made it out to be. That was the contract I'm getting. But their real idol, their real image, their real mascot is the Bull of Wall Street. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm just getting it. Harriet Tubman leading people out. Okay. Whew. Capitalism will not be lasting any longer. It's just going to be mass destruction of all the systems in place. But what we have to understand is this is in divine order. This is in divine timing. This has to do with that 3-eye atlas coming into our orbit and kind of, the channel I got for that is it was just adding some splah to our energy, our auric field, basically helping us to clean this shit up, basically is what's going on to raise the collective consciousness. And we've seen a lot more people waking up, becoming more conscious, more aware, and that's how it's intended to go. And being that the pigs in power refuse, because we all have choice, right? Right? The Spirit, the divine, the great Holy Spirit has given us choice. I'm getting heavy Native American ancestry coming through. And I watched a video this morning. It is a combination of who they've oppressed all over this land, whose blood was used to fertilize the soil of this effing place, whose blood, sweat, and tears built the White House, built these places, built all the things that they profit from, all the businesses that they profit from. And they've only made a patent system to patent the ideas of other people. If you go back to damn near every creation, every invention, it is from someone not of them, okay? They have taken their last that they're going to take. They voided the contract. They played themselves, is what I'm getting. Congratulations, they played themselves. Now they're walking around thinking they're the most high. The Spirit is about to show them who the goat is, right? So I'm getting sacrificial lambs, goats. Oh my goodness. Okay. None of that'll work. So whatever they're on, none of that'll work. I don't know. Clearly okay. Now I'm getting the movie Him. So this just happened. This has just have to do with rituals. So the rituals that they partake in and the things that they do and the people that they step on to get in these positions. Now I'm getting from the Most High directly. I got to come down from my throne. Are y'all crazy? Now it's about to F with your soul like ether. He's going to teach you who the king is. So they're running around like they're kings. I'm just seeing people laughing with fat bellies and greed and gold teeth and money. Now I'm just getting that channeling. Money is such a beautiful word. That's all they cared about was money. They didn't care about the people. But the Most High is going to show them they lost already. They have been taken over. Left us for basically dead while they laugh in White Houses and positions of power, knowing that they have a duty to serve the people, and yet they serve themselves. They serve their lower selves, the ego, the gluttony, the greed, the sloth, all of the things, the lower chakra energy, if you will, their pockets, oh my God. They have chosen not to ascend. They are stuck in low vibrational energy. All they focus on is ego driven. I'm getting instant gratification, insatiable energy, right? I'm just being taken through everything I've ever written, everything I've ever said. And this all is rooting to the root of this is they know that they aren't the majority. They're threatened by that. They will not be the majority race. They can no longer pretend that they are superior, right? No one is superior. Oh, I'm gonna just say they know whose genes are superior. They know it all goes down to basic science. I've been saying this since for a while now. Some people have dominant genes and some people have recessive genes. We don't even have to do anything but procreate and they cease to exist. This is what they know. This is what the root of racism is really, right? Modern races don't even know why they're racist. But those early ones knew. Okay. Now I'm getting transgenerational epigenetics. So while the focus of that has been on, oh, that affects Black people and slavery affects them, and this is why they think like that, and it's been passed down, and that's why we're scared of water, and that's why, we have a natural problem with authority and police and What they don't talk about is what is passed down through their DNA. The love of war, the love of money, the love of guns, the love of destruction. I'm going back to one of my channels where this is on my other channel. Think about Rome, the Roman Empire, the Greeks. Their biggest claim to fame was the Colosseum and fighting wars and conquering countries and taking. I'm just getting Diddy energy. Take that, take that, take that, take that. That's the first domino. One of the first that people along those lines, to that Harvey Weinstein, that Epstein. Oh my God, that was the first domino. Then it trickled down. As more people are waking up, this Luciano guy who ended the healthcare CEO guy, it is a trickle down effect. What has trickled down through their bloodline, their DNA, their lineages is quite diabolical. And I'm getting a cesspool doesn't stink until you stir it, and it's been stirred by Mr. Agent Orange himself. I'm getting that's why. Should have learned by Charlie Kirk. It's 33 on my timer as I look down. Oh my God. They can pull all the cards they like. The results will be the same. The results still will be the same. The end. Mental illness is significant. Okay. It says only monsters play God. So God is stepping in to show them who the real God is. And I'm being guided to back to to the chorus of this song, Ether. He says, fuck with your soul like ether. Then he says, I fuck with your soul like ether. Will teach you the king. You know you not God's son. Across the belly. Lose. I prove you lost already. This is the beast that they refer to. The belly of the beast. God is about to rain down and show them who God is. And since they are acting like they are not God's children, they don't recognize or see God's children. Mm-mm-mm. It's being taken down. It's being taken away from them. Nas songs are significant. New York State of Mind. Mm-mm-mm. I'm just getting the Wolf of Wall Street, the Bull of Wall Street. It's all in New York. Statue of Liberty, what we're supposed to be in New York. New York will be significant. Oh my God. Oh my God. Twin Towers. Oh my God. Oh my God. Then I'm looking at Nas's song, If I Ruled the World. Imagine that. He said, I'll free all my sons. Mm, 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 mm. This is the new world we were thinking about. They thought they were going to usher in a new world order. Mm, mm, mm. With pride and prejudice is what I'm getting. That will not be taking place. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're going to be taken down from the inside. I'm just getting how the towers were imploded, not exploded. Don't argue with me, argue with your mama. I ain't here to debate it. I'm here to deliver a message. I'm just throwing things out there, catch what you can. Implosion, the call is always coming from inside the house. This is literally every fucking message I've channeled. I'm gonna have to bleep out these cuss words. Anything else, Spirit? This is a soul. This been a slow burn. This been a slow burn, and they're not picking it up. Oh my God! So the minor, what they saw is minor inconveniences or minor things. These are, oh my God! They should have picked up from the smaller things occurring. That was their time to get in order and learn the lesson, right? The Epstein things going on, all these people with the money and power, quote unquote, falling, right? I'm just getting falling, falling, falling. Oh my God, the movie Fallen is significant. This is heavy, heavy spiritual, heavily spiritual. I don't remember the movie Fallen. I don't believe I watched the whole thing, but I know something took over him. There was heavy spiritual energy, like heavy on the unseen, the unheard. Oh my God, I had a tea bag yesterday that says, know the unknown, hear the unheard, see the unseen. Oh baby. Mm-mm-mm. That is the message, guys. I'm just getting the heart of America, the breath of America was constricted. I'm just getting a boa constrictor, constricted, like the heart of the world, love, peace, right? Unity. That's the breath, right? The people, the energy has been suffocated out of this place. The positive energy, the notion to do good and be good and strive for better and work in unison and actually build humanity and build this world into a better place, that has been constricted like a boa constrictor around its neck. I'm just seeing, my God, today, I'm just seeing Moses' staff. And the snake. What happened in that story? Okay, so Moses' staff was a powerful, oh my God, beeping for confirmation. Moses' staff was a powerful symbol of God's authority in his confrontation with Pharaoh. It was used to perform miracles, most famously turning into a serpent that swallowed the magician's staff, and was also employed to bring forth plagues like turning the Nile to blood and summoning frogs. This is taking me to my reading of 6-7, where I talked about the movie, The Seventh Sign. The plagues were basically unleashed. The seventh sign, the seventh seal. Lordy, Lordy, this taking me to the artist, fucking Skrilla. I just learned that he is into the occulty things, Santeria. Oh boy. So they've been in this magician energy, right? These are all allegories in the Bible. I was about to do a video for my Truth Be Told podcast on how scripture is nothing but a script to be followed. And this is what is occurring before our eyes. Y'all gotta wake the hell up. Like Cat Williams said, it's all these different religions and spiritualities. Y'all got to believe in something. The staff was used to initiate plagues, call forth plagues such as the frogs. Oh my God, today. Moses also used his staff to strike the rock to get water in part the Red Sea. Divine power. The power in the staff was not its own. It was an ordinary shepherd's staff that acted as a conduit for God's power. The medical system is very significant. The name Aaron is significant, or someone's brother, Moses' brother. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. They are in positions to aid and assist humanity. We're all brothers and sisters here, including the planet. I said that before. Consider the planet our grandma. Heavy Native American energy coming through. They were supposed to be their brother's keeper. They were supposed to, I'm hearing, keep a watchful eye. A watchful eye is significant. I'm getting Shiva. I believe that's the 7 days where the Jewish, oh my God, this channeling is crazy. Shiva is the 7 days of watching over the deceased in the mourning period. Immediately after the funeral. So in the Jewish religion, so Jewish is significant. Shiva, after the person passes away, this is 7 days of formal mourning for the deceased after the funeral. So after the person passes away, they mourn for 7 days. It's like an ordained thing. Okay, the god Shiva. Oh my God. The god Shiva is a Hindu god of destruction and transformation. I kept getting tried. Oh my God. A central figure in the Trimurti who's responsible for destroying the universe so it can be reborn. He's considered the supreme being in Shaivism. I hope I said that right. And is revered as a yogi, an ascetic, and God of both immense power and serene detachment, embodying contradictions such as creation, destruction, wrath, and benevolence. He's the destroyer and the regenerator, a complex and multifaceted deity. He embodies many contradictory elements. He can be wrathful and powerful. I don't know this, ascetic, Ascetic, but is also benevolent and compassionate. He's also a benevolent and compassionate deity who protects humans. He's a multifaceted, complex deity. Shiva is a complex and multifaceted deity. He embodies the contradictory elements. He can be a wrathful and powerful ascetic. Okay, this is how we're going to say it. But also, I'm going to look it up after this. But also a benevolent and compassionate deity who protects humans. His relationship with his wife, the goddess Parvati, helps to balance these aspects. God, I hope his wife is helping balance this. Oh my God, he has a snake around his neck. I cannot make this up. The snake around his neck can symbolize his power over deadly creatures, and the shedding of skin can represent the transmigration of the soul. The crescent moon on his head may reference the religious drink soma, and his third eye is used to burn away desire. Shedding of the skin, we've been in this year of the snake. 1, 2, 3 on the timer as I say this, guys. Oh my God. This snake is shedding, all right. The biggest boa constrictor I'm getting. Oh, not snakes on a plane. He's saying yes, snakes on a plane. There's there's snakes on the plane of ascension, right? Or what is that movie with all the snakes with Ice Cube? Anyway, big ass snakes shedding. It's over. I don't even know what Snakes on the Plane was about. I'm just kidding. Snakes deterring ascension, preventing the ascension of the world, preventing the grand ascension of us all, right? The uplifting of humanity. So this 3-eye atlas had to come in. That's why it's unknown, unseen, this radiant blue light. Oh my God. And I'm looking at Shiva and he's blue. Okay, so I'm not saying that it is Shiva. I'm just saying this is the energy that's coming through. Destruction and transformation, right? But this is why this had to come through to help usher in a better humanity, because the pigs in power, the pigs in place. I can't think of the word. The powers that were, okay, they're no longer in power. Now I'm just seeing someone grabbing a snake like by its neck, like they ain't what's it called? Snakes aren't not ineffable, indestructible. They're not, I'm getting hard to kill. Right? So I'm just seeing snakes being thrown off the plane. Anaconda. Right? Is that the biggest snake in the world, I would assume? Oh my God. And I've been getting funeral stuff. Just good fucking Lord. This is a super straight channel. Okay, so anacondas come from South America, which took me to an axolotl, right? It is an amphibian, but that's not why we're here. Okay, the axolotl spiritual meaning. This is crazy. Transformation. Okay, the spiritual meaning of the axolotl is tied to the Aztec god Zoltl. Zolato. I don't know how to pronounce it right. Baby, y'all gonna have to forgive me right now. And he represents transformation, renewal, and the ability to remain unscarred. It symbolizes resilience, healing, defying death, often appearing in myths as a being who transformed to escape sacrifice. Now I'm just seeing, what is that Bible story of when, was it Abraham who was supposed to sacrifice his son and didn't? before he had to, a ram was, Jesus Christ, I'm getting way too many downloads at once. A ram was given to him to sacrifice, and Aries could be significant. What the fuck is Trump sign? We gonna get into this. This is, if y'all tune in, y'all tune in. But okay, the axolotl god, guardianship and guidance. The axolotl is associated with the Zolotl. I'm getting Zolotol. That's like a medication. That's a mental health medication. Child, who is also seen as the guardian of the underworld and a guide for souls. When I tell you, I've been getting damn near every single god of the underworld showing itself to me, particularly Anubis, right? So we have Egyptian gods on the scene. We have Mexican gods on the scene. We have, just say God. I don't know what else to call them, right? Oh my God. Atum. On my podcast, I talked about how the story of Adam and Eve was derived from the story of the Egyptian god Atum, right? Atum was an ancient Egyptian creator god, sun god, primarily associated with the setting sun. So how they got the story, what I was given is how they got the story of Adam and Eve. Atum, I believe is how you pronounce his name, was an Egyptian god that self-created. He's said to be one of the first, or the first, the first primordial god, right? He created himself from primordial waters of chaos. He created himself, then the first pair of gods, Shu, which is air, the lungs, and Tefnut, the moisture. Something about the lungs and kidneys is significant here, and the heart. They gave birth to Geb and Nut. Atum is considered the evening star, the evening sun. Sorry, I keep saying star. Star is significant, star card, healing. Atum, the primordial god, is attributed to the evening sun. Atum and Eve, right? He was eventually combined with the god Ra. He was called Re Atum. For some reason, when I channeled that message on my other podcast, I said, for some reason, Re Atum together gives me return. He's here. They're here. Believe what you want to believe. Argue with your mama. Something about threes are significant. Oh my God, I just said 3. Okay, listen. They're working in tandem? 3s? Baby, I'm stressed out. I'm gonna have to do a part 2. God, what are you calling me to do here? Okay, so just know that the Bible, you're supposed to get the revelation. I'm finna cuss everybody out. It's 1:33 on my time. The Bible is a book a book of ascension, basic instructions before leaving earth. Bitch, y'all supposed to read it as allegories. Get the moral of the goddamn story. Like you watch fucking Cinderella and the meek shall inherit the earth. You're supposed to get that message from Cinderella, right? And actually embody that energy. Be of love, light, and service. We're supposed to be Christ-like. We're not going to be perfect, but you shouldn't be out here all diabolical and reckless either, is the moral of this story, right? The Bible, and this is probably for the spiritual people, you could dismiss it if you want to. Do whatever you want to do. Practice fucking Santeria if that's what you want to do, if that's what you think is a good idea. But if, oh, it's coming full circle, Jesus Christ. If you think it's a good idea to sacrifice God's creation, goats, sheep, lamb, right? I'm getting chickens for your little magic parties is what I'm getting. When he showed you in the Bible that those sacrifices were no longer needed. That type of living was no longer needed. I'm getting caveman. I'm seeing caveman. What is that called? Prehistoric. That was of old times. We should have evolved from this. Oh my God, today he's not playing with nobody. So that's why the collective readers have basically been getting this energy of magicians' power no longer working, those doing spells and casting and la-di-da-di-da no longer working because you weren't supposed to be doing that in the first place. I'm getting use your internal magic. Spirit is walking us down. Jesus. You're supposed to learn to ascend naturally. And you can do this by just being a good human being, by embodying love and being of love. If God is love, just do everything with love. It ain't that difficult. But for y'all that don't get it, for those in the back that don't listen, you got 7,000 goddamn religions, spiritual texts, Bibles, Qurans to show you the way, and y'all still not listening. Oh my God. Some of us just got right in the right timing. This is just the right timing. I'm gonna have to do a part 2, Lord, because I just know there's more to do with the waters, the god of air, Shu, Tefnut, moisture. So Shu is air, Tefnut is moisture. I think I might have had it backwards in my other video. Geb, who in turn gave birth to Geb, which is earth, and Nut, sky. Something about nuts was significant. Yeah, because we have Tefnut and Nut. Okay, I'm just getting allergies. I don't have no peanut allergies. Some of our allergies is significant. We've become allergic to the goddamn world that's supposed to be taking care of us. Ciao. I had I'm going to call her a teacher, a spiritual teacher, a good friend of mine who did a lecture. We did a podcast together, and she was talking about like the different ailments and illnesses and attributing that to, I guess, a spiritual sense. And she was talking about how diabetes is basically the inability to enjoy the sweetness of life, right? And I channeled the other day that someone or something, child, would be experiencing blindness due to diabetes and overindulging. So overindulging in the sweetness of life and those lower vibrational energies, living in that egoic pleasure, those insatiable needs, that instant gratification has blinded the third eye, the spiritual sense, the spiritual nature, and them being our brother's keeper. And this is what's making God return, baby. And I'm listen, it's either one or it's either three. Let's always believe in one, but I'm getting child. Okay, so I'm getting this is long as hell. I was studying, oh God, what is the goddess name? Hold on. I was led to study Krishna in I want to say Buddhism, Hinduism. Forgive me. It's one of them. Oh my God. Listen, if y'all want the information, y'all just gonna stay put because Spirit said we ain't doing part 2. Or maybe. Nope. Once I was studying Krishna, the divine statesman. I learned that that was the eighth avatar or the eighth reincarnation of, right, this God, or Dasha Vatara. Dasha Vatara. So there's 10. Really? You hear that? Noise campaign. Nobody wants this to get out. There are 10 avatars, right? Krishna is the eighth. And Krishna is the divine statesman, the central figure in the Mahabharata. Mahabharata. Child is one of them. Known for his wisdom and playfulness. I think his brother was Narada. Narada, a celestial sage. So something about a sage or a sage is significant. But what I'm getting is, in the Hinduism religion or beliefs, right, they believe in reincarnation. So they believe basically this God reincarnated 10 times. So the first is Matsya, a fish. That just gave me matzi bread. Karma, a tortoise. I kept wondering why I was seeing turtle. Varaha, a boar. A boar that rescues the earth from the demon Haranyakasha, who had submerged it. Submerged it in wickedness is what I'm getting. Okay, so if you're called to listen to it, if you're called to look into it, you'll look into it. But Buddha was the ninth incarnation, and Buddha was the enlightened one who brings peace and wisdom to the world. So then that takes me to another thing that I was studying in Buddhism or Hinduism. God forgive me. I should have wrote that down. First of all, Krishna, baby, is a male. And it means black or dark blue. I'ma just throwing things out there, catching what you can. Catch what you can. I'm just throwing things out there, catch what you can. He's seen as the embodiment of the divine. He's associated with compassion, protection, love, and wisdom. Don't that sound like Christ? Christ, Krishna. I'm just throwing things out there. Wisdom, selfless action, and divine love. That's what Christ was preaching, right? So he basically, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna imparts profound wisdom to the warrior Arjuna, providing guidance on dharma, righteousness, and the path to spiritual realization. Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition of the mind. The consciousness is the original energy of the living entity. When we hear the transcendental vibration, this consciousness is revived. The chanting of, okay, and there's a chant that goes into it. If you're called to go into it, look it up, okay? Right? But this is the eighth incarnation of Vishnu, of the god Vishnu. Something about threes. If first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Said I don't know. They just keep coming through, child. Egyptian creator god, now we back to Atum, was associated with other animals and forms, including a serpent, a mongoose, a lion, or an ape. We keep getting this serpent energy. I'm getting, if they want to be a snake, baby, these serpents in seats of high places are about to see real serpents. Child, like the movie Anaconda. Ooh. Powers of Atum. Ooh, my God, today. Atum's powers vary significantly depending on fictional context, but generally include creation, solar manipulation, powerful physical abilities. It says in Marvel Comics, this God Eater has superhuman strength. superhuman strength, durability, and stamina, along with the ability to absorb other beings to become powerful. In Egyptian mythology, the creator god Atum possesses powers of creation, setting the setting sun, and the transition of souls. And now we're being guided to look up Anubis. Let's pause here. Okay, just briefly looking at Anubis. Big dog. Okay? Big dog. Anubis is I was about to say as an ancestor, whoa, as a funeral director, in my former career, I definitely appreciate and give my respect and reverence to Anubis. So when I say big dog, just know that's big respect. Anubis is the Egyptian god of cemeteries, mummification, and the afterlife, depicted as a man with a jackal's head or as a full jackal. I'm getting, you don't know how he gonna show up. He was the divine embalmer who presided over the mummification process and was also responsible for guiding the souls of the deceased to the underworld to be judged in the Hall of Two Truths, where he weighed their hearts against a feather. You hear the collective picking up feathers all the time. Feathers are significant. Everybody, we're being weighed. It's judgment is here, right? So those who are supposed to reap karma for the negative things that they did will have reap that karma right here on earth. Judgment is right here on earth. I'm getting this time, oh Lord. And those who are to receive dharma, which is good energy back, so all the good you put out, you get back, will be receiving that as well. Okay, is that enough with Anubis? Okay, I'm hearing yes, that's enough with Anubis. Child. If you're not a person of truth, integrity, love, and light, this ain't gonna be good. What else am I being guided to? So right now, instead of casting judgment on everyone else, looking outside on everyone else, minding everybody else's business, okay, I got a message. The messiness, the low integrity, just low vibrational energy is too heavy to exist here anymore. It is time to ascend and elevate. You got a choice, right? Just like Jacob's ladder, you got a choice to go up the ladder and go up and ascend and reap all the benefits and the dharma and the good things that are destined for your life, or you can choose to descend. I'm getting to the 9 circles of hell and Dante's Inferno, baby, and you will experience all 9 of them. The more diabolical you are, the more you will experience. I'm getting these people, these narcissists. This is a global narcissistic collapse, and capitalism is a narcissistic pyramid scheme of a system that's going to experience a divine collapse, an implosion. Do you hear me? Implosion. The cause coming from within, right? These systems are collapsing. This way of being is collapsing. Using throwing stones and hiding your hands, right? Those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. It is not your job. Ooh, Lord. Ooh, Anubis. It's not your job to cast judgment. That's Anubis' job. That's the Most High's job, right? That's somebody's job, right? Focus on the job that pays you. And as I always say, we should be focused on purpose, not just paychecks. Your purpose will pay you, right? Acting in your gifts, operating in your gifts will pay you abundantly is what I'm hearing. Using what is the saying? How does the saying go? Using your gifts. The saying that goes, this is Proverbs 18:16. Something about that significant. I'm getting 9 and 7. A man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men. So doing what you're naturally gifted at, what you're naturally inclined to do by your instincts, your nudges from the Most High, operating in the gift that God bestowed upon you in the ways that He deems, shows you, right? That benefit not just yourself, but the collective, as I always say, will put you in rooms before great men, right? So you will take the throne. You will take the throne and the seat of your life, right? You take that seat. You will hold that power in your life, right? You won't allow these systems to overthrow or overpower you. It's over, right? Don't allow these systems and things to dominate your mind. Take a look in the mirror, do the work, right? Do the shadow work, do the heart work. I have a heart work journal. Clear up them emotional blockages so you stop operating in this low vibrational, egoic, insatiable, instant gratification energy, because that's an emotional problem. I'm being guided to talk about mental health. Okay, God, you tell me don't look at the time, but this is lengthy. Often what we experience I'm getting, okay, all the time. God is good all the time, God is good. Child. What we experience on the physical plane is indicative of what we are experiencing spiritually. So if things aren't going well for you on the physical plane, you need to look at it from a higher sense, from a spiritual sense, right? The way to do that, one, is untie these emotional blockages that you have. So there's a reason that you want instant gratification. You want stuff now, because you experienced lack in the past. Oh God, oh my goodness. I'm being guided. Okay, that's for another one. Oh, how everything synchronizes up is crazy. So you want to undo those emotional blockages. I'm getting tethers and ties to lustful energy, to low vibrational energy, right? You're lustful. You have high sex drive because there is something waiting to be created from you, right? That's our creation center, our lower regions, that root chakra, right? That's where we create from. The sacral chakra it's the sacral, my apologies. The sacral chakra is the center of creation, right? We create life right there. And you birth through these lower chakras, but you're supposed to be, when you're not birthing children, right, and being fruitful and multiplying, you're supposed to be being fruitful in other ways, contributing healthily to society, not embodying this toxic, messy, crazy energy. Talk about being low vibrational. Every, body should know this by now. I don't know how many times the Bible itself mentions rumor mongers and gossipers, and the whole Psalms is about everybody slandering David and doing all this. 654, as I'm saying this on my wrong clock. If y'all been here, y'all know I'm seeing fives. I'm seeing five. Oh my God, 543. It's going down. Change is going down. It's happening. So embody this enlightened energy, right? Seek enlightenment. How you ascend, right? How you ascend is through wisdom and virtue. This is what the Freemasons know. I'm being guided to the Book of Wisdom. This is what the secret societies know, and this information was taken from Egyptian priests and scholars alike. Go to my podcast, Truth Be Told podcast, where I break down how all roads lead to Egypt, not Rome. Right? So we've been knowing about ascension. The pyramid itself is a physical embodiment of ascension. When you're operating in those low vibrational energies from the lower chakras, you are heavy, too heavy to ascend, just like the base of the pyramid is big and heavy. And the further you go up, right, the lighter and the smaller it gets until you reach the apex or the peak. And Those are in line with the stars, with the Most High, in alignment with the Most High's will for your life. So imagine your body, your system as a pyramid, right? You are a pyramid. Okay, this is what we were supposed to learn from the ancestors, from the pyramids. They over there digging and digging and digging and digging and digging. We got everybody from every culture, from every land, going over there to dig up and find the secrets. Oh, God, it's good. And they're digging up, mind you, people who they know didn't want to be disturbed, the most spiritual beings ever. So there will be repercussions for that. You mark my words. That's why this energy is showing up. That's why everybody in the collective, everybody from every race is picking up on Egyptian energy, and that's what everybody's focused on. Let me not even get on a tangent with that. Physically, we have people going over there trying to get access to this information. What do we know? How were they? What did they know? Baby, what you don't know is it takes a diamond in the rough to uncover what it is. You would never get access to it. They could dig all they want. 30 days and 30 nights. I'm getting 99 days in the forest. I'm getting 40 days and 40 nights in the forest. Where were they wandering in the forest? Lost? Baby, you'll forever be lost. Because it takes a diamond in the rough, right? It takes a special person, a special being, one who's actually connected with the ancestors, one who's granted divine access to this information. It ain't on the walls. It's not written in the walls. It's not something you could decode. It is within. And it's within us, right? The seeds. We were the seeds. Y'all thought y'all buried. And you just transported us down and now. So I did another video where I said, these seeds, baby, you just gonna have to get into it. We vibing today. This is the whole direct channel, baby. It's Sunday. This is a sermon at this point. And my phone's about to die. So I'm gonna go. We were the seeds that were planted, that they tried to bury, that they didn't know were seeds, right? Or however that saying goes. We were taken, the story of Moses. That's why I was getting that. Thank you, God, for taking me back. Thank you, Spirit. Call him Spirit. Call him by his name. Which name at this point? So, Spirit is taking me to the story of Moses, where he was basically sacrificed he was going to be sacrificed. Okay, so now I'm seeing why we were guided to that god Zolator. I'm gonna have to see what Zolotol's for. Zolotol. We were taken to him for a reason, because he was the god that basically escaped sacrifice, right? So in order for Moses to escape sacrifice, what happened was his mom, yes, defying death and sacrifice. So what happened was his mom sent him down the Nile River in order to not be sacrificed into the land of Pharaoh, where he was raised up in, and he eventually overturned the system. I'm here to let you know, we as Black people, we as indigenous people, right? I'm getting Black people specifically. Argue with somebody else. I'm just throwing things out there. Catch what you can. I argue with the divine. Argue with the man upstairs. We were that sacrifice. We were sent over here across rivers, across waters, across the ocean, right? We were the only people to cross oceans. unwillingly, without our consent, sent into the land of, I'm getting fruit. I was about to say fruit and honey, milk and honey, so to speak, the land of opportunity, the land of liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? We were sent over here and put in these conditions where, we had to work through enslavement. But what I'm getting is we've been sent over here to destroy the system from the inside. As 202, as I'm saying this, divine balance and order is in play. We have order is coming. So we've been sent here to America to basically destroy the system from within, right? So we've learned through being here. Moses learned the systems. He was able to watch the system be built. He was able to watch how it operated. He was able to watch, right? And then when he was good and grown, when he was good and ready, when he was mentally stable, when he ascended enough, right, to see that this treatment was poor and this is not how we should be acting and treating people. Once he ascended his consciousness, you see, to an enlightened space, Christ consciousness, if you will, Krishna consciousness, if you will, just an elevated collective thinking, right? Once he elevated to this energy, God spoke to him. Moses, was getting divine direct messages from spirit, letting him know that, all right, now it's time to turn some shit up, time to disrupt the system, it's time to let his people go. So he had to confront his father. He had to confront the system that he was raised in, right? Same with us Black people. Harriet Tubman did the same thing. She ascended. She was an ascended master. She ascended through Christ consciousness, through spirituality. She combined the two, spirituality of her ancestry from Africa, her lineage, and combined that with reading she took from the Bible. She probably understood that these were allegories and understood that it was just basically teaching you to be a good person. She ascended. She received divine messages from the Most High. When I was studying her, she believed that the Most High was speaking to her directly, guiding her out of these systems. She followed those inner dings, she followed those nudges, and she was able to set not only herself free, but her people free. I would have freed thousands more if only they knew they were slaves. I would have freed thousands more if only they knew that they could ascend, if they knew that they were slaves to a system that don't give a damn about them. Instead of praising the master for labels like Gucci, everybody's comfortable because they got a two-car garage. You can buy a BMW any day you like. As long as you get the money, you're covered in designer labels. As long as you're comfortable with that stuff, it don't matter. You praising the master. You working for the system. You don't care. You're putting your divine energy into a system that sold us time and time again. The stock market was started by selling human beings. They was profiting from human traffic stuff by way of slavery, and then doubled down and profited and made it a business to where they're trading us on the stock market as well. They are in the business of selling souls, buying and selling souls and bodies. The system has to come down. Like I said, you yourself are the pyramid. Think of yourself, if you're operating in those lower vibrational energies, you are not aligned with the Most High. You're not aligned until you get to the apex, to the Christ consciousness, to thinking on a higher level, thinking about how you can use your gifts to aid in humanity and benefiting the collective, not just serving self. You're supposed to be serving the divine will for your life and humanity. We are just merely shepherds or stewards for the divine's will, right? And a steward is someone who takes what they are given and cares for it. Let's get to that exact. A steward is a person who looks after passengers on a ship or aircraft. A steward is a person responsible to supervise arrangements, keep order, at large events or whatever, manage or look after one's property. So we are to steward the Most High's ship, so to speak, the earth, and bring down and do what we're called to do. A stewardship is the job of supervising or taking care of something such as an organization or property. This is the Most High's property. The planet is the Most High's property. It is our job to steward it as we are called to do by using our gifts to manifest His will into reality, right? So if you are a natural writer, you are called to write. If you're a natural speaker, you're being called to speak. If you're a natural creator, you're being called to create. You might not have a tangible gift where you create something tangible, right? People get so caught up in, I'm not an artist, I'm not a creator, I can't build, because you're a natural born leader. The athletes, those who trained in athleticism, you were meant to lead, probably, right? Or you were meant to be on a team to help steward a team for greatness, right? Or steward a team for the leader to help feed that plan. Just like, I forget who said it, the people behind Kevin Hart knew Kevin Hart was the man, and everybody got on board and pushed him forward. The people behind Eddie Murphy knew he was the guy and pushed him forward. The people behind, I'm seeing Marlon Wayans, the Wayans family, they got behind them and pushed them, right? Do what you're called to do. You yourself are the pyramid. You can ascend. Our job is to ascend to our highest self and our highest vibration, to get onto our highest timeline, our highest path. The destination is destiny, right? Destiny for yourself, the Most High Spirit. He wants the best for all of us. Spirit. Spirit wants the most for all of us, wants the best for all of us. But you have to do that through integrity, and He can't bless you with that until you reach that apex, until you have shown that you will act in a way that is conscious, moral, and indicative of integrity, right? You have to become the person that is deserving, or that is in alignment with that divine plan, that destiny, to reap all the benefits of such said thing, right? It is our duty to become our best selves, to ascend. This is what Martin Luther King was talking about. He's seen the mountaintops, right? I just saw another speech from him. His energy's been coming through heavy. I have seen the mountaintops. If only you guys can see it too. You can ascend. This is what he was talking about. This is what Martin Luther King was talking about. He said, I've been to the mountaintops. Basically, he's seen a higher perspective. He understands that there is greater that we can come to. 7-Eleven, as I'm saying this on my incorrect clock. I'm seeing 4-4 as well. Divine protection. I'm getting divine protection for divine messengers. Okay. We're supposed to ascend. It starts with looking in the man in the mirror, at the man in the mirror. Everything and everyone has been trying to guide us to this. Anyone that's been preaching to you about being of love and light and service and do no harm and, love your brother like a neighbor, love, just that love energy. We all know God is love. And for some reason, we all strive to be heartless. I'll never understand it. We have to embody the divine, embody love. Do everything with the love out of your heart, and you can't go wrong. Treat people with love and kindness, right? Show grace for yourself. This is why it's important to unblock those emotional problems, traumas, blockages that you may have, because something occurred for you probably in life. We all experience trauma and stress and things that make us who we are. 213 on the timer as I say this. That number is significant tremendously. Aquarius, energy, intuition, emotion. Okay. But we are all supposed to get to our highest selves. We're all supposed to ascend. Imagine the world is like an escape room, right? And in order for us to get to a bigger and better place, in order for us to escape, You know, the hellhole, the hell that's going on here, the systems that are crazy, the matrix, we have to use our special set of skills to get us out of here. That is the message, guys.